Jainaba Sonko, and I am your host for QTV's This Morning program, and I am joined by my co-host Ibrahim Balde. I think that black shirt looks so good on you, Balde.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love black shirts.
Okay.
You know, they are my favorite.
And you know, black is my favorite color too.
Well,
not completely, but a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The morning is positive today,
yes.
and all the vibes are positive. So we are back again, wherever you're watching us from. This morning it's back, and it's going to be very interesting today.
Sure.
As we'll be doing the newspaper review.
Yep.
Jennifer, what do we have on our program?
Yeah, so before we head on to the newspaper review, if you're joining this particular program for the first time, I think it's important just to give you a rundown of some of the activities that you should expect on this program.
Definitely.
Like Balda said, we're looking forward to giving you an exciting and memorable morning from Monday to Thursday at 10 a.m. So on this particular program, we have a rundown here. We have the newspaper review, where we normally look at headlines on the newspapers and bring a guest here to help us analyze it. And we'll be having as well a community watch, where we'll be taking a look at development projects happening in several communities and highlighting them. We also have social issues, where we will be bringing you key stakeholders right here in the studio to discuss several topics. We also have the sports update here to talk about sports. I know all of you guys like sports, football especially, but on this particular sports segment, we will not just be concentrating on football, but sports in general. We promise to do that for you. We also have the entertainment update. We'll be joined by Skeng Manswizi right here in the studio to give us some updates on what is happening in the world of entertainment. So we will be talking about, of course, what's trending. We know that currently the High Court rules against Banjul Mayor in relation to giving attestations.
Definitely.
So this is what we'll be discussing on this particular newspaper review. It's actually what we'll be concentrating on more. So the social issues, rather, we'll be looking at beyond your physical disabilities, and we have two individuals here that will help us answer some of these questions. So we will take a short commercial break. When we come back, we will head right on to the newspaper review.
Yes, we'll be back.
Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches, and in different technology: Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra Viewing Angle, powerful picture quality, web browser, gallery, EarthNet LAN, wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, screen mirroring technology, mobile on TV mirroring, built-in voice assistance, Wi-Fi direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty, and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
Hello there, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV's This Morning program. Before we went for that short commercial break, Balde, we talked about the fact that we are going to head right on to the newspaper review. And we are joined by Mar Nyang, the Executive Director of Gambia Participates. He will be helping us today analyze some of the headlines that we have on the newspaper. So first on, let's take a look at what is happening on Daily News. So on the headlines of Daily News today, we have government asks for $1.8 billion more. Interesting. We also have no to politics of hostility, insults and exclusion. We also have 838 health workers trained on emergency response. We also have Foreign Minister holds discussions with WFP representative and country director. So that is all we have on the
Daily News.
Obviously,
yes,
on the editorial aspect, we have voter registration is over. What next? Big question.
Big question,
Yes.
Jenaba. And on the foreign newspaper, as I mentioned, it is very interesting. We have a very big story that we'll be looking at today. On the foreign newspaper, Justice Mahoney says IEC lacks power to authorize Banjul mayor to give attestation. We also have in Woolly West, in Woolly East animal theft case, Gambia Livestock Management Agency Director General testifies. There is inaction on the side of the police. Interior Minister admits. Finance Minister attends maiden climate vulnerable finance summit, and of course Barrosi lays foundation stone for 39-kilometer road construction in Kiang West. Jenaba, that's what we have on the foreign.
On the foreign newspaper. Quite similar stories there.
Yes, on the Standard, Judgment Day for Yankuba Toure today. You know, very interesting, Jenaba. TRRC awards major partners. IEC registers over 900,000 voters. You know, this is very interesting. Currently, everybody is talking about the elections and voters registration. And we've just seen the end of the voters registration. So, what is next? We're preparing for elections,
come December 1st.
Yes.
Anything more on the Standard?
Yes, we also have the what we call government allows World Bank for support at opening of new office.
All right, so that is all we have for you on the Standard newspaper. So moving on, we have the Voice newspaper, police to launch Operation Clear Roads. We also have authorities of food security say institution is a victim of negligence. We have D-Day for Yankuba Toure.
Yes.
And also 2021 trafficking in persons reports Gambia remains on tier 2 watch list. Quite interesting. We have High Court rules against Mayor of Banjul. Trending story. Traders warned against price escalation. That is all we have for you on the newspaper review. Like I mentioned,
when you look at the stories that we have on the newspaper today, they all have to do with what is happening. You understand? When you look at the High Court ruling on mayor, this is what people are talking about. When you look at the price hike on corrugates and iron seats, these are things that people are talking about right now. So it will be very interesting. It won't be boring. Stay tuned.
We promise, we always promise a memorable and exciting morning from Monday to Thursday. So like I mentioned, we are joined by Matt Nyang, who is the Executive Director of Gambia Participates, to help us today analyze this particular newspaper. I wouldn't do justice if I do not start with this particular subject, which is the fact that the High Court rules against a Banjul mayor. Reason being, Gambia Participates is part of the group of individuals that actually took this matter to the High Court. So Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
It's always a pleasure, to join your panel and Mr. Barry.
Yes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So take us through how you felt yesterday, knowing that you've won your second case in relation to fighting different issues in the country. Now winning a case through the High Court against the mayor of Banjul in relation to the mayor giving attestations to Banjulians.
Well, I think that was a very important judgment that we received yesterday from the High Court, and I believe it has cleared the air for us, the citizens, and then that of the political parties to get to understand whether this is legal or illegal. And I made mention that in 2016, what got us into political impasse was because the election results was rejected by Jammeh because there were some maybe mistakes in the results. And then that actually catapulted national unrest, and the lives and properties of people and their business were at risk. And this time around as well, although this has been happening, but it doesn't mean that it is right. So for us, the civil society organization that got established, let's say in 2016, and before or after the registration was done, now we realize that this has been a trend that has been happening, but it doesn't make it right. So we took the matter to court, and then what the reason why we also took this to court is to make sure that because we are election observers, we observe both registration. So there's what we call long-term election observation and short-term election observation, and we are doing both. So this is also part of our work in making sure that the election processes are in line with the rules and regulation that governs elections. So we took the matter to court, and then the most important thing here is as well, after the results are out come December 4th or December 5th, the political parties might not be able to take this matter to court again because the court has made it clear that this is illegal. And then that will also not perhaps give us risks in terms of our national security. So I think this is important, and the judge made it clear that this is to strengthen the rule of law and the separation of power, and our authorities cannot use excessive power in functioning their mandate when it is already clearly defined in the laws of the Gambia.
Many people have been attested by the mayor herself. So now this case is being ruled by the High Court of the Gambia. So what about those that are already attested? Are their cards null and void?
As of now, the cards are not null and void because the judge has made it clear that he does not have the jurisdiction to nullify those people that have got their voters card through the mayor's attestation. But it is only the court, the revising court, that can actually nullify it. But he has announced the actions of the IEC and the mayor is illegal. What is also interesting though, and something new that I have learned yesterday, is that the people of Banjul are legally mandated to acquire a birth certificate.
Sure.
So the lawmakers were very smart when they were making these laws, because they realized that there is a law that mandates every single Banjulians to have a birth certificate. That's the reason why. And then most of the people that are in the protectorate, then as it was called, now the rural communities or the regions, they do not have that privilege that the Banjulians have.
Sure.
So that's the reason why maybe when the lawmakers were making this law, they realized that these people are a bit, hard to call it, marginalized. They are actually marginalized. So we give them this priority, right? When they cannot go to Banjul to get their birth certificate, and Alcalo, as it was before, Alcalos knows, like they used to say, Alcalos knows everyone in the community, which is practically impossible now. But then the Alcalos can actually attest, okay, I know Jenaba Sonko, she's the daughter of so and so and so, and so they can attest that you are actually a son or a daughter of that particular community. So that was the reason, perhaps, I believe the lawmakers give that, and they excluded Banjul. They really know that Banjul do not have an Alcalo or a CFO.
Yeah.
So, Jenaba, I am really smelling something here. And don't you think IEC, they misled the mayor of giving her the authority to give attestation?
I think this is, I wouldn't say they have misled the mayor. I would say, how to call it, they actually use excessive power in giving the mayors that attestation. I know they don't want to disenfranchise Banjulians, but in as much as you don't want to disenfranchise potential voters, you also have to make sure that it is done in line with the laws that govern elections. And I think not that I think, but the reality is when they started doing this, we sent a letter to the IEC. So there is more to this, because before we go to court, we send a letter to the IEC and then that of the mayors, informing them that what you are doing is in contravention with Section 12, subsection 2.
And this was done prior.
Exactly, of the Elections Act. And they reply back to say they are not going to, and one of our requests was to stop giving attestation to Banjulians through the mayor's signature. And they did not grant us our request, and unfortunately, they went ahead. So we also should not sit and then sleep on bed while watching that is happening. So that's the reason why we went to court to make sure that this is declared something unconstitutional. Okay. So I believe now the judgment is out. Now the people can go to the revising court,
exactly,
which actually takes place after the voter registration, and then bring in any complaints that they have.
Okay, so let's wait for that, but we'll be following developments on QTV and give you all the developments in relation to this as they actually happen. So, thumbs up. You have taken two very bold steps. At first, you took National Assembly members to court for the loan scheme. Now you took the mayors of Banjul and IEC to the court and have won. So talk to us about the next step. Let's talk about corruption. Should we expect Gambia participants to be taking authorities in the government or any other individual who is corrupt in relation to public funds or anything that is of the best interest of Gambians? Should we look forward to that from Gambia participates?
Yes, definitely, Jay, and I'm happy that you asked that question. When we got the judgment, I believe I said it on QTV when I was interviewed, and I told them that this is one of the many cases that we will be taking to court. The last option that an advocate wants is to do confrontation, right? We try to be diplomatic as much as possible. We do engage government officials, and we still continue to do that. But there are instances when things are getting out of hand. When we exhausted all our means of approach, we have to do confrontation, which is doing strategic litigation. And I don't think this is something that we wanted to be doing every now and then, but we also want the government to make sure that they do not, we want to inform the government and stop destroying or stop violating the laws that you have made. You are a law enforcer, do not do not violate the laws, right? If you are holding citizens accountable, then citizens also can hold you accountable. So to answer your question, when we see corruption cases and we have hardcore evidence, and I encourage everyone that has hardcore evidences of corrupt issues that is implicating public officials to send it to us, we will engage the government. If they fail to do that, we will have to really go to court. Because right now, our accountability infrastructures are really weak to ensuring that our public officers are held accountable. You've seen your colleague journalists have been doing a lot of, we've seen recent investigative journalism that have been, reports that have been done by your colleagues implicating government officials. But to date, we haven't seen any report or we haven't seen any accountability measures taken. All that we hear is administrative leave, deployed to the foreign service, and so on. That is actually encouraging those public officials to thrive by, misusing our public office.
In fact, I wanted to ask, I mean, there are many investigations that have been done here for many years. At the end of the time, nothing comes out of it. They just let it go that way. Especially in Africa when you are to investigate governments or public offices. So it's very difficult. What challenges do you face when it comes to this?
Thank you, Mr. I mean, I think this is also something that we've done. We've also come up with corruption investigation, both video, documentary, and text report. And we send this matter to the executive, but most importantly as well, these reports are taken to the National Assembly, especially the Finance and Public Accounts Committee, to take action and make so, because the National Assembly serves as an oversight body to the executive. So the National Assembly also should be taking some accountability measures. But the accountability measures that I see from the National Assembly is summoning the minister, comes to plenary, they ask him, he answers, and that's it. So, but then that's actually helping the executive or the perpetrators to continue misusing our wealth and then go to parliament and then give them any information. So, this is one of the challenge that we have as our accountability institution. But the other thing is you have the Auditor General that conducts audit, and in his report, there are massive, and I'm telling you, massive maladministrations, massive fraud cases that are reported in his report. But once it is tabled to parliament, the parliament takes no action. And then we also have the police that is also by law, as per the National Audit Act 2015, the police is supposed to, or the Inspector General of Police is supposed to take up potential fraud cases that have been reported on the Auditor General's report to ensure that they further investigate and prosecute whoever is found guilty. Yeah,
Mar, I think setting up of a corruption commission is something that we've been discussing for so long. This is something that you've been stressing, So at some point, taking a look at it, we can have a corruption commission that is fully independent. Looking at the High Court right now, it's totally independent. It's such a strong institution. Back in the days, you dare not rule against the government, or if you rule against the government, it will not be implemented. Just last night, I was watching State of Affairs. The president was talking about the fact that this is one of his achievements. The fact that the High Court is able to be independent and his government can be taken to court and the High Court can rule against him. What do you think in relation to that?
I totally agree with you, Jay, that we need a strong and independent anti-corruption commission. We've seen in Sierra Leone, the anti-corruption commission and the work that they've been doing. They have what we call the Scorpion Squad. And they've been doing pretty much saving billions of Sierra Leone currency to, from Sierra Leoneans. And for us, we already have a bill, and the executive has done their part. My question always has been, what is the National Assembly with? I think National Assembly also should prioritize bill of significant importance, because the anti-corruption, all these issues that they are struggling with, saying we're going to do, an independent investigation, all this work will have been done by the Anti-Corruption Commission, saving you all the money. So you have the bill before you. We, the civil society, have brought you, review the bill, and then give our recommendations. For 2 years, I'm happy that they have passed the anti-corruption bill, which was passed the same time with the, they've passed the access to information bill, which was, tabled the same time with that of the anti-corruption bill. But to date, we haven't seen that bill being discussed in plenary. And it baffles me a lot, and it worries me a lot that this parliament is actually serious about fighting corruption issues. If they have been talking about corruption, and we've seen the executive should I be specific? The Minister of Health going to Parliament telling them about the corrupt issues that is surrounding his ministry. And this is not the first time. The previous health minister also said the same thing. And then the one that also was there before him also said the same thing. But, I mean, it's just so worrying, and I always keep, I will put it this way, I think the government is still not yet prepared to fight corruption.
I can remember when the health minister assumed office, you know, he was trying to fight a lot of corruption. You know, in fact, there was a time he came on television, he was saying there are a lot of things happening, you know, with the level of corruption in his department, you know, is over the limit, you know. Mar, please, can you clarify this? Because I was going through last night the mayor's report that, I mean, the mayor's legal team asked for something like $1 million. I just want to, I'm curious, I want to know.
There's a
what is the issue of the $1 million, or they dropped the case?
So they actually question our locals that we do not have any interest in bringing this case, and they asked the court to to give us to attach a sanction fee for us to pay $1 million for wasting their time and bring. So it was something hilarious. I think,
very
so,
interesting.
I think, but. You know, unfortunately, the court actually made an order yesterday that they should actually pay $20,000.
Yes, I saw that. Yes,
so,
they should pay $20,000.
I think the thing is, when they question our locals, which was very serious, and I think this is something that many people have been talking about. The court made it clear that we are not busybody, right? We are not just someone else that are. I mean, the court really speaks for us. We are not just a group of people that jumps up and then do anything. We are a concerned civil society organization. And when you talk about organizations, these are organized groups that have common interests that they wanted to actually foster in their community.
When you look at the, I think there was a time I was talking to few people. They asked, they said, what? Gambia participate? I think they are putting their nose in things that don't concern them.
Oh. Quite unfortunate.
What do you think?
If you look at our core mandate, we say we're promoting good governance, transparency and accountability, and rule of law. And this is connected to the rule of law, right? In the issue of transparency and accountability as well, it is also connected because we are also making sure our elected officials are held accountable. So are people saying that anything that happens, like whatever government does, we should just fold our hands? You know, the problem is, in strengthening democracy, it comes with sacrifice, right? And if you are working on democratic or democracy building, and you wanted to look at eyes, right? It's not going to work. Right? We are going to cover. It doesn't mean that we have bad relationship with the mayoress or we have bad relationship with the IEC. To date, we are working with IEC.
So if you see the mayoress now, you will still laugh and shake hands?
Well, you should.
I will be original like the way I am.
Yes.
I will because this is
and that is what
personal.
activism comes
Exactly.
for. This is just as a, but Mar, I think we took a lot of time to actually discuss the fact that the High Court ruled against the mayor, and we have a few minutes to go, and I think we wouldn't do justice if we do not look at any other subject on the newspapers, because on The Voice, we have that the 2021 Trafficking in Persons reports, Gambia remains on Tier 2 watch list, and this means that Gambia does not meet the minimum standard we are looking for in relation to fighting against trafficking in persons. Is this a sector that the Gambia participates is willing to look at? And do you have any recommendations in relation to moving to another level in relation to this?
Thank you very much, Jay, for that question. I think first I would say this is not an area that we work on, but my recommendation will be that our internal security and then our government actually ensure that the youth are encouraged to stay and then make it within by making sure the infrastructure are there, and then also mechanizing our agricultural sector. Give them machines, not donkeys, to go to fields, right? So these are some of the things that I think the government needs to put those opportunities there. And most of this trafficking that is being done, I think, in as much as some are done, it's actually illicit, but some actually surrender themselves because they wanted to get to these hardcore areas. And exactly. So
greener pasture.
I think that would be my recommendation.
Okay, and also on the Daily News, we have no to politics of hostility, insults, and exclusion. Come December 3rd, we've seen the insults here and there, counter accusations and accusations here and there as well. So what is Gambia Participates doing in relation to that? And as a country, what are we supposed to do? Should we have a summit or a meeting where we should have all political parties come together and tell their militants and their supporters that we don't need this in our country? What should we do to actually change the narrative in relation to this?
I think that is super significant. I think the politics in this country have to be relooked. We are always insulting each other while the politicians sit at the same dinner table and then dine and wine and then go back to their beds. And I think for us at Gambia Participate, we've been doing voter education since last year, and then we are continuing doing that. And as part of our voter education, we try to stress and put it in the minds of the people their mandate and their responsibility. And I keep telling them, elections is about contract renewal. The government that you elected, you gave them a contract to serve you. Now they are asking for contract renewal and they are coming to you to beg. So they should be the one fighting, but not you. You have to sit and look at the programs and the things that they are going to bring to change your life, but not to be there fighting for them, insulting and then killing. We have seen instances where blood is actually coming out of this, minutes. So I think talking about this inter-party dialogue that we need to have, I think our political parties also have a very strong role in this, because they're also very good at misleading their followers, and through misleading them, the followers actually keep fighting each other, and I think this is really worrying.
And also you can see that, Balde, Mar just talked about the fact that these particular politicians meet, dine and wine, chat and laugh. Recently I attended the inter-party committee breakfast meeting, and I saw politicians who do not even touch each other sitting on one table and discussing. So I think at some point, as these political parties have to take it up that we have to talk to our followers in relation to the fact that politics comes and goes, but Gambia stays.
Also, I think party militants have to practice maturity when it comes to elections, when it comes to political activities. Sometimes it's a problem the way people handle these things. As we have seen, our party leaders, sometimes they meet, discuss, chit chat, have fun and enjoy themselves, they go. But the problem that we have is the militants. The militants should see how best to address and condone themselves in such a way that will really create positivity. That's what I think.
I think that is very important, Mark, and the inter-party committee can do more.
Exactly.
Not just having breakfast meetings at some point, but going to the grassroots. I saw that the first breakfast meeting, they talked about the fact that they should even do their breakfast meetings up country. I'm not sure, I can't confirm if they did that, but I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think while they're having that breakfast meeting, also conveying relevant and authentic messages to their militants is also significant, because this is the reality. Political parties are actually happy when their militants are going out defending them, and then, so you hardly see sometimes for them debunking or, calling out loud what their militants have done. They always keep quiet, right? But actually, it is really not healthy. I think elections are a really exciting moment, and what we should do is to actually review the performance of our elected government and then our opposition parties. What have they been doing? We review that and then go back and then select whoever we wish to vote. But then the issue of insulting, the issue of whether you are Gambian or non-Gambian, this is, I keep telling this to people. We are proud Gambians, but that does not mean that we should discriminate anyone that has naturalized to become a Gambian. Once they have naturalized to become a Gambian, or they have lived and meet the requirement to become a Gambian, then they have the right to vote. Like our Gambians that are outside in the diaspora, we pray for our Gambians that are in the diaspora to have papers, become citizens, and we are not allowing other people. So I think, let's just be one. Gambia is a very beautiful, nice country, and I think we have a lot of opportunity to develop this country, and it could only be possible if we are united. Number one, speak with one voice, like our neighbors do. And then make so when Jay said this is not right, everyone go with her, and then look, if they evaluate no, this is right, we rally behind Jay.
But Ma, due to time constraints, I think we have a last question. We have a last question here. Actually, there's a question coming from online asking, you are holding institutions accountable, holding governments accountable. So I think people watching online as well are trying to hold you accountable with this question because they're asking how you get to pay your lawyers. Where is the funding of Gambia Participates coming from to be able to do all these activities? So it's an holding accountable situation here.
I think I was asked this question yesterday, and then a journalist also came to my office few days ago asking where do we get our funding. I told them we get our funding 100% from donors. But these strategic litigations that we are doing is actually funded by all the civil society. We contribute and then make sure that we pay for the litigation fees. So that is actually coming from us. But the activities that we do, like doing our voter education and other issues, 100% of funds are coming from donors. But when it comes to this kind of public interest cases, we actually fund it for ourselves.
Okay, we're looking forward to seeing your report.
Yeah.
You guys are saying that these politicians have to bring their report on the table to show us their expenditure. We will be looking for yours as
and
well.
then,
That is how it starts. It starts with you.
And then you will see something that we will be changing. We have our audit report, and then you will see our report being published on our website.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Mark
Mark.
Young, for coming on the newspaper review. This was a very, very interesting discussion. Looking forward to having more discussions with you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think the main topic that we discussed today
Yes.
had to do with High Court rules against Banjul Mayor.
It's very interesting. You know, this is showing you, Jenaba, no one is above the law.
Sure.
And, you know, Gambia, we've been left out for so long when it comes to democracy, you know. So now our officers, we hold them accountable for malpractices. So it is very important to have organizations like this to make sure, you know, we fight corruption and people that are not doing justice to the system, to see how best to eject them, to see how best to at least hold them accountable. So it is very, very important. This is a very positive stepping stone when it comes to the system now.
Thumbs up to all of these civil society organizations that are taking this very bold step. Like the president said yesterday on the State of Affairs program, the Gambia now tends to have few strong institutions looking at the court.
My only fear is it's a matter of continuation, whether they will continue the trend. You know, because Gambia needs these kind of things, whether it's Gambia participate or any other person that is doing such.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's not just the Gambia participates. We are giving them all the credit, but this was a collaboration between different civil society organizations. So it's for all of them. So moving on, we have the Community Watch segment, where we take a look at stories that are happening in the different communities in the country, development projects that are happening. So today, we have a story done by our very own Lolly M. Camara on 7 women to benefit from an advanced solar installation course organized by Mbolo Association, and the training seeks to increase the knowledge of women in the field of renewable energy. So let's take a look at this story by Lolly M. Camara. When we come back, we have Lolly M. Camara right here in the studio to take us through how she did this particular story. Let's take a look at that.
Mbolo Association works with women and girls from low-income families to build and offer diverse training opportunities tailored to their specific needs. In that regards, 7 women will be trained on an advanced solar installation. The training includes troubleshooting and preventive maintenance, sizing and a designed household PV stand-alone system.
Interesting.
All right, very interesting. That was Lolly M. Camara's story on the fact that 7 women are to benefit from a solar installation program. Thank you so much, Lolly M. Camara, for QTV News, for joining us.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bale, and thank you, Jennifer, for having me.
Okay, so what was the impression of these women when you attended this particular program, the fact that they are about to benefit from this particular training to install solar?
First, I would say I was impressed as a woman. And I would say thumbs up to Mbolo Association. They're really doing great, you know. These women are women that are from the remotest part of the country. Mbolo Association focuses mainly on women that have never been to school or that are dropouts. So picking them up, bringing them together and creating something for them, it's really something that they really appreciate. Because I was there, I've seen that impression on their faces, and I've seen how ready they are to move on to the next level. You've just said it, advance. They are women that have already gained that basic knowledge about solar and the renewable energy. So they're ready to move on to the next level with everything and anything that it takes, because they're really up for it.
With the way you are explaining this, Lolly, it seems these women are ready for this.
They are.
Like you mentioned, there are long-standing biases and stereotypes that are preventing women from doing this. Let's get into that. Why do you think that is? You know, why do you think that this standing biases and whatnot is there? Is it the grassroots community or family or perception of upbringing? What is the problem? Why is this
everything.
happening?
It's perception, it's family, it's society. And these women that I've spoken to, they are ready to change that narrative. They think, according to society, this is a domain that men should go in for. Because you have to climb like a roof or be on top of a roof. And you know, for the society, it's a domain for men, basically for men.
Lolly, you are talking about these women being trained on different fields when it comes to skills. But for me, what I have in my mind right now, it's these people are from the remotest part of this country. And Geneva, it is very sad. Sometimes when you travel to some of these villages, you see girls that don't have confidence in themselves. All they think is, at the end of the time when I am 17 or 18, I just get married and go to my husband's house and obey his command. So I think
that's the general perception.
With this kind of project will boost their confidence, will at least give them, you know, something to do in life. You know, we have a lot of them. You know, Lolly, I think Mbolo, this is a very good step.
This is initiative that was emulating because Mbolo is, you know, they really up to change that narrative.
So talking about that, take us through some of the other things that Mbolo does. I know they're supporting women right now, but in general, what else does Mbolo get into apart from the supporting women to get into solar installation?
They train women on sewing, they train women on cosmetics, they train women on welding, hairdressing, and everything. You know, catering, because to them, women should have time for themselves. Women should also be, you know, active in society. They should not be dependent on men. Even though men are not dependable, they are very gender sensitive, you know.
And seems like it.
Because mostly, like 90%, they work with women. And they want to empower women, women to stand alone and do things for themselves.
So who's funding this then? Who's funding this particular project?
EU. Most of the time they get their fundings from EU because they have different projects running. Right now they have more than 33 projects running concurrently. And they have like different sponsors for it, you know. So, but basically their funding is from EU.
This is a very good one. When you say gender sensitive, I know most of my fellow men out there will be like,
competition.
It's not competition. It's not a competition. It's a matter of paving a way for the sisters, our wives. Tomorrow you can marry a woman from them. I mean, and she can be very responsible.
Exactly. I mean, and you know what captivated my attention when I went to Mbolo? I visited Mbolo, and what caught my attention is the fact that some of these women even come to work with their children.
My friend, the other day when I was there, this woman is expecting, you know, and she was the one that I had to interview. Because I was like, how do you do it?
So how was
you have to climb up the roof and fix this thing. How do you do it? And she just laughed and said, I have been doing it. And, you know, I am just lucky that I have been selected again to participate in this advance. So I want to do it, and I want to change this narrative that if you're married, you just have to stay at your married house or do other things. But no, marriage is all about communication. You know, your husband needs to understand that you also have a life and you have something that you really need to do.
Geneva, in Africa, every time we'll be comparing ourselves with other developed countries. So if we are to move forward, you know, as a country or as a continent, we have to allow women. If you go to other countries, women do most of these jobs. You understand? So a job doesn't mean a woman have to do or a man have to do. We all have to do it. I mean,
recently, I saw a driver woman. And talking about skills, World Skills Day is tomorrow, you know. So guys, let me engage you a little bit about something interesting. World Youth Skills Day is tomorrow. So apart from what we do on QTV, Lolly, do you plan to have any other skill? Probably to sew or to cook or something. What else would you love to venture into? Or is something already in existence?
I love to cook.
Okay.
Because I am somebody who loves to take care of people's stomach.
Okay.
And I'm very much into cooking.
Okay.
So apart from work, I am always cooking. I even go out, you know, cook to sell.
Yeah. That's amazing, and that's a skill, and it brings another income. Balda, do you plan on doing carpentry?
Yes.
Or welding? Which one? Tell us.
Jennifer, it's like you're reading my mind. For me, I love the carpentry job. You see, my grandfather was a carpenter.
Okay.
You know, so the carpentry job, I like it. I like the way they do their combination, put up a bed or chairs. So these are very, very interesting. And people have to learn a skill, no matter what, Jennifer. Even if you work at the State House, you need to get a skill.
You need to.
At least one day it will benefit you. You don't need to pay people all the time for them to come and, you know, do the jobs for you. Certain jobs, do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself.
Do you actually know how Mbolo came into existence?
How? Tell us about that.
It started like a cafe.
Okay.
According to one of the guys that I was talking to.
Yeah.
It started like, you know, in any community you go to, you see women saying, okay, let's form this association, let's do asusu.
Yeah.
That's how it started. It started like...
Asusu is like when women tech and all of that.
Every week or Sundays we gather and
together.
put money together, give it to someone, or raffle it and give it to somebody. This is how it started. It develops from one stage to the other. From the CAFO, they have this community-led initiative. From there, it's now an NGO.
It's now an NGO.
A lot of women have benefited from this association. And still, women, because their target is from 16 to 65, 18 to 65. So anybody, anywhere you are, and you want to do something, I personally encourage you. Go look for them.
All right. I'm working towards getting another skill apart from this. I don't know if it's going to be cooking, hairdressing, or makeup, but I promise I'll work on it and I'll inform all of you guys at a later date. Thank you so much, Lolly. Thank you for knowing your stuff. You fed us with everything that Mbolo is doing. I like it when journalists know their stuff.
Thank you
for that.
I'm pleased to be here.
All right, thank you. So that is all we have for you on the Community Watch segment, where we talk about stories that we get to feature on QTV, especially community development stories. So up next we have the social issues, but before we go into that, we are going to go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we take a look at social issues looking beyond your physical disabilities. Do stay tuned.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches and in different technology. Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra viewing angle, powerful picture quality, web browser, gallery, EarthNet LAN, wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, screen mirroring technology, mobile on TV mirroring, built-in voice assistance, Wi-Fi direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Join us for another fun day at Q City this Tobaski. Tobaski Day 2 will be all fun with Hussein Dada featuring Chanta. A2, Big Banger, Maka Bars, YD, LJ and Swiss, and Sihu Yafa. We look forward to hosting you and your family for our special Tobaski event on Wednesday, 21st July 2021 from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. for only $200 gate fees. Don't wait to be told. Bring your friends, family, and loved ones. Let's have fun together this Tobaski at Q City.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV's This Morning program. And before we went for that break, I talked about the fact that our next segment is the social issues. And our topic of discussion today is looking beyond your physical disabilities.
Absolutely.
Strength beyond all odds.
Definitely. It's very important for us to take a look at this, Jenaba.
Yeah.
As many people have this notion, disability means inability, which is a very wrong way of thinking. There are many things that one can do to improve your life, because we have seen many samples in the world. People living with disability, the things that they can do, and the level that they have gone and what they have achieved in life. So this will be very important for us to discuss. And those sitting out there with disability, I think today they should learn.
Yeah, you're good to go. Like they say, strength beyond all odds. We are on this particular segment today and using this particular topic, we're here to prove to you that disability does not mean inability, because the people that we have here to talk to you about this have proven it. They have the strength beyond all odds. That is why today we are bringing you Honorable Ndai Seka, who is a National Assembly member, as well as Aminata Yajo. So Aminata Yajo is actually a painter. She is also a public health official, and she sings, she does pageantry. I just call her the person that is the whole package, because despite her condition, she's able to achieve all of these things. And just to inform you that she'll be doing a live painting for us right here in the studio. She'll be blending colors for us. Some of us who are not painters and do not know how to blend colors, she'll be doing us that particular favor today. Definitely. We also have Honorable Ndai Seka, who is a National Assembly, Ndai Yasin Seka rather, who is Honorable National Assembly member. And just to give you a rundown of her profile a little bit, she works tirelessly as an advocate of the rights of people with disabilities. She was also one time a reporter at GRTS. She has 2 adult biological children and 2 adopted children. She is also a member of the Gambia Association for the Visually Impaired. Thank you so much for joining us, Honorable Ndai Yasin Seka, on this morning.
Thank you very much, Jenaba.
Yeah, and welcome to the show, Aminata Yajo, my very own painter. So you'll be doing a live painting for us today. So before we have a conversation with Honorable Ndai Yasin Seka, I think it's important that we engage you first. So while we're having a conversation with Honorable, you'll be blending colors for us, right? So talk to us about how this particular inspiration came about. Painting, you know, we know you suffer congenital defects, which is quite painful, but we have seen that you have boasted your confidence to be able to do a lot of things. First of all, how are you able to be so confident, you know, despite all odds?
I believe that if you know your work, you should be competent at it. And that alone is confidence for me. Knowing what I'm doing and not like I'm just doing it for the sake of anything else, but being aware of it and going anywhere. Anyone who asks questions about it, like I would be able to defend myself in front of those people because I know what I'm doing and I'm competent in it. So that alone, it's my confidence.
Yeah. So how do you deal with the societal discrimination? Because for me, you are the most confident individual that I know, considering all of the things that you're doing as an individual and the fact that you as well suffer from congenital defect. So how are you able to deal with that to an extent that you're able to stand your ground?
Through my, like I was saying, my parents, they They are the reason why I'm standing here today. I mean, they never give up on me, and just having their support and knowing that they love me for who I am. So that alone, what anybody else talks or thinks about me is not important. I only consider what my parents think about me. If my parents think that I am incompetent or I am not worthy enough, then what the society will say about me, I would definitely take that. I would consider that, because even those that are within my circle do not accept me. So if those people accept me, then what outside world thinks is not important, because they don't know me. They know nothing about me. My parents know me better than I even know myself. So what anybody says, I mean, it is not important for me. So I just ignore it and just delete it from my mind, because they're all negative people.
Why did you take up painting? We have a lot of things that you can do, but you prefer taking up painting as a career.
Like you said, there are a lot of things that are there that we can do. And for me, I'm someone who loves learning. So painting is just one of the things that I put myself into doing, you know, because, I mean, there are other things that I know that I can do it. I mean, like what Jennifer mentioned, I'm into a lot of stuff. Not because I want people to know that I'm into a lot of stuff, but because I believe in diversity and believe in being versatile. I believe that you should not just limit yourself to just one particular area. You should be known for so many things, not out of anything else, but, you know, at some point, if one fails, you can use the other to balance yourself. So painting is just one of those areas that I feel like, I mean, it's worth learning, because it's all part of the creative circle. And I'm in for the creative.
Jennifer, I'm seeing confidence here.
She's extremely confident, like I said.
It's not like others. I mean, many other people might just say, okay, fine, I am disabled, and might have a feeling that the society should feel sorry. But I'm not seeing that in you. I'm seeing confidence in you.
And in fact,
how
in
do
an
you
interview,
go about it? How do you develop this confidence?
It took it took me a lot. You know, it took me a lot to really dig deep into myself, you know, because, I mean, I learned one thing, that is self-love. When you're selfless and you love yourself a lot, then you will be able to share love. But if there's nothing for you, you can't give anybody anything. And I was suffering from that during my childhood days. And I don't want to repeat that again. I don't even want to go back to those hard times. So as I grew up, I realized there's so much for me in this world. So long as I'm still alive, I need to make good use of it. Dwelling in self-pity and feeling pity for myself and being judgmental, hating everybody, it's like I'm driving people away. Those who even want to show me love, I mean, because I don't have love for myself, I can't accept those people. So that is not healthy for any human being to
quite
follow.
Inspirational. I think due to time constraints, you will be painting while we have a conversation with Auntie Seka, so you can just start blending colors for us, and we will come back to you quite shortly, and you tell us what you have for us. So, Honorable, you've just heard what Aminata talked about, you know, talking about the fact that she doesn't appreciate pity. She stood her ground to make sure that her confidence is where it is today. So, listening to her, what do you think about her work and how she's been able to fight her way?
Thank you, Jada, but she's inspiring, because these are the type of people that I am talking about. Even if you listen to me at the National Assembly, I always talk about those people and those parents who decide to keep their persons with disability. They keep them as objects of pity and charity. So since this my lady, I will call her my lady, not her name, but I am so inspired about her, because these are the types of people that we are looking for, and we are women. Much more we are discriminated. Like, even if our parents do not discriminate us, if we go outside, people will think that we should be kept in a corner or we should be relegated. So I really admire her, and please keep it up. Even if you are burning your fingers, keep it up. If you are cooking rice, you burn your fingers, keep it up. And know that whatever, however, even in this world or next world after, we will go to where we want to be.
Absolutely.
So please keep it up. I am so inspired. I even don't know what to talk about. I am so happy with you.
Honorable,
I am grateful.
What are you people doing to change this notion of just keeping people that are disabled in the compound or in houses, that they should not go out? Society should not see them.
Balde, I am getting old now. I've been working for this since childhood. Everywhere these people go, anywhere, if we have our projects like the community integrated rehabilitation for persons with visually impaired, I am always the example that people will take me along. So thank God, now things are changing, because there are some days when you know that even people with hearing impairment or visually impaired are kept with dogs. But thank God they are taking them to bringing them on board. The only problem we are having is we only have one school for such in the greater Banjul area. And we should really try by all means to include them. Even if we cannot have any special, we include them in other schools. And that is what we are trying to do. But to me, the groundwork is still there. We need something more to do. So this groundwork, we need to do something. And I'm still calling the government to come on board, because enough is enough now. Philanthropists are the ones who made us who we are and where we are at. So now it is the government's turn to take it from them as well, to see that they can do. If the philanthropists and the government put their hands together, I know people with disabilities. For me, I just wonder, what is persons with disabilities? Losing my eyes or this lady losing something does not mean that he is out of order. We should train. We should be trained on how, like you are a child. You know that your other child, you say the normal child. And this person, you call him or her a person, not a abnormality, something is wrong, or kid of a fever, or nying sasatali. So these are the things, lanjuro lebala. So I think these are things that we really have to make sure that even whatever, if you have a disability, Allah will not close everything.
All right.
If he takes something away, he always replaces it. And replace it rapidly. What you lose will not even, you will not even realize. Because when I was much younger, if people are running, I will run. So if I fall down, I will go to my mom and ask, Mom, why is it that I always fall down and these people are not falling down? So she has to explain to me, and that is how I knew what happened. So these are things that if mommy is fetching water, she will call me. Let's go and we fetch water. If mommy is brooming, she will call me. Come and we wash. This is how we do this. This is how we do things. If you have things that you have to be sharing and caring. Persons with disability should be taught that we should be caring and sharing. But if we are taught that we are only objects of pity and charity, that is how we would, even somebody who does not have any disability, and you tell him that, well, you are an object of pity and charity. In the morning you will tell him, let us go and beg. Obviously, when he grows up, he will grow with that syndrome. Talk about that the foundation should be concrete. If the foundation is, and in fact that is what is happening in this country. When we were much younger in this country, we were trained, we had good education skill, we had everything that we need in this country. Do you think we will say, anytime if I hear that the illiteracy rate is high in this country, I always feel like anything else. But these are things we have to really talk about. And these are the facts that we really have to put on board. And then we make sure that short-term, medium-term, and long-term issues are put on board for us to be able to do what we want to do and to grow up as Ghanaians.
I think that is very important what you just talked about. The narrative has to change. I guess authorities are watching, and I am very sad about the fact that you said philanthropists are the ones that actually made your organization what it is right now, not the government. Well, let's see what can be done in relation to that. Not the governments.
Past, before, and maybe this one, the past government, only what they created was the conducive environment that we needed.
Okay. That
was what we need. But even if you go to social welfare, the Department of Social Welfare rehabilitation is not for people with disability, it's for physically challenged. And I would like people to know what is physically challenged and other types of disabilities. Physically challenged is only one aspect of disability. You have the visual, you have the hearing impairment, you name them. Even those that you are watching outside, going around, they have mentally challenges. They are part of persons with disabilities. Okay. What about the albinos? They are also part of disabilities. Yes. But if you want to really talk about physically challenged, really you will forget about those other persons with disabilities, which I am always saying, that disability is a package. You either do all or you forget about it.
Okay, so now let's take this conversation to a personal level. We're talking about looking beyond your physical disability strengths beyond all odds. We know you are a reporter one time at GRTS, so we would like to know how you were able to execute that. Remind us of your days at GRTS as a reporter.
Even before being a reporter, I was a social worker at the Department of Social Welfare. We always do a lot of work. Sometimes you just see a couple come together and they fight in the office. You know, we are so lucky. You will see some people, some couples that are not in order, that had problems. And if we want to invite them, we obviously have to call them to come to the office, and we see what we can do. So it was just later that I say, do you think this is healthy? And I don't know whether social welfare is doing it, because when I was there, they were inviting them, and sometimes a lot of pushing and pulling, of course. But I always tell them, let us invite one at a time. If we invite one at a time, then these problems will be solved. And that was how they were doing it. I don't know that is what is happening up to now. So when I was at the department, at GRTS, I was first taken to TRC, that is stock on to commercial marketing, where we always come up with the public announcements. We make sure that we type the public announcements and make sure that they are out after the news, so that the public announcements can be announced. That is how I started. Later on, I was taken to TRC, that is stock on religion and culture. All the religions and cultural programs were in my hand. We used to do everything, make sure that we fill the form for those who are supposed to have their programs. We book for talks, if you are supposed to go to talks recording, because we have two recording studios. Okay. That is GP and talks on programs. Amazing. So those if you are supposed to go to GP, you will go to GP. If you are supposed to go to talks, you will go to talks, and I always make sure that the program is properly labeled, and then everything will be done, and then I was enjoying, and I had good rapport with my colleagues. I always enjoy them. Even if we are here together, you will think that I am still working at the GRTS. If I go to GRTS, amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, I am sitting here and thinking, how did Honorable manage to be a reporter? And working for a media company like GRTS, it is challenging. It's not a very easy job. Honorable, although you enjoyed your working condition at GRTS, and I can attest to that, she was a very free, person.
Flexible.
Because I met her.
We were your producers on Thursday.
Yes.
Come to QCell program.
On the Q was She was very open. She was free.
Amazing.
Although I promised her credit on several occasions.
Today before
you have to pay that credit.
Before I leave today, I will get my credit.
You have to pay that credit.
Go to Mohammed and he will give you your credit
and
today.
You should get extra, in fact.
Okay. What are some of because in most of our institutions, when we are building or when we are constructing, we don't consider people with disabilities. So how was the environment like when it comes to structure? I mean,
in general, let's just talk about in general,
to make it
not
easy
just
for
GRTS,
not just GRTS,
but just generally, how do you see structures, and how do you think structures can be improved for persons, not targeting any specific institution?
I know my
but
brother Mohammed. My brother Mohammed is listening, and he will know that even this QTV premises is not disability friendly. Like if you invite a physically challenged here, how can he or she use his or her wheelchair to access this building? I know you must go down to meet him or her to be able to do your programs. Viewers, listeners, this premises is not disability friendly.
Okay,
and I think,
I think this is something that we are ready to work on. Actually, as a company, we're ready to work on. And I know QCell, in fact, has supported one time the Federation of the Disabled. I saw that we are really trying to fulfill our corporate social responsibility in relation to persons suffering with disability. Because one time we decided to donate, and I'm 100% sure that as a group, we will always continue to support persons with disability. If you knock on our doors, that is a support that will come from us. I promise you that. And this is a recommendation that we are willing to work on as a group.
Writing something
so quickly, let's take a look at what Aminata has for us. Aminata, what are you doing currently for us? You are blending colors. People like me, I know I can't blend.
What's
so
your favorite color, Genova?
I love black a lot, but red, when I just want to have a summer you know, kind of look, I would go for red, but I love black. And I can see she's blending black currently. So what do you have for us there quickly?
I blended like the sun colors, the warm colors, that is red, orange, with a yellow. The yellows are up. There are two different types of yellow. You have the lemon yellow and you have the mid yellow. So I blended the two yellows and with the orange. So right now you can't even tell the difference because they have all been mixed into each other.
So what is the importance of blending well when it comes to painting? What is the importance? When you blend well, what can you achieve in painting?
When you blend colors well, it brings out the attraction in the painting. It shows how it does not differentiate the colors, but it brings them all together in one unison. It makes them equal. So blending is very important in every painting because it shows the authenticity of your work.
Yeah.
So when someone looks at it, the person will be like, you know, everything is just smooth and beautiful. It becomes more attractive than putting yellow hair and red hair and all that.
So it's important to blend.
So,
so quite quickly, due to time constraints, very quickly, what message do you have for your fellow young people who tend to suffer disability as well and put themselves in a corner and feel like they cannot do it? What can they do to achieve your level of confidence quite quickly due to time constraints?
Okay, so what I can say is like, believe in yourself and come out. Do not hide yourself at all, because if you dwell in self-pity, there are a lot of things that you have that God has given you, and if you take that for granted, you won't be able to achieve anything. You would just be there and people won't value you, people won't know you, and they won't be able to love you as much. You would give people the essence of bullying you, even though, I mean, they have no right to. So you should not let anyone step on you if you don't allow them. Whatever someone is to do to you, you have to allow that. Because if someone were to bully me right now, I mean, without my permission, I'm going to bully you as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so come out and show yourself. Do things that everybody is doing. See yourself like everyone else, because you are human. Blood is running through your veins. You are no different from anybody else. So do what you need to do to survive, not just for yourself, but for your family.
Absolutely.
And I love your mantra, the fact that as long as you are alive, you know, there's a lot you can achieve. Thank you so much, Aminata, for joining us.
I'm seeing confidence there. So the attraction of the painting depends on the blending of the colors.
Yes,
that's what I understand.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
So, Auntie Ndeye, before you leave, what final words do you have for us? What do you have to tell the public in relation to persons suffering with disability? But specifically, persons suffering with disability, what should they do to just be part of the community, come out, not be in a corner, and just also use the mantra of strength beyond all odds?
Exactly, Jenna, but nothing for, I want to tell my persons with disability that nothing for us without us. What is for us, let us take it. And we take it in good faith and use diplomacy. Sometimes diplomacy will take us to where we want to be. Look at what had happened to our bill. For how long we have been talking about it, but now finally, we say thanks to the present government for taking a step forward. That's a history. Even whatever happens, this is a history that this government has approved the disability bill through the National Assembly. And then I want to tell everybody that discrimination takes us to nowhere. Whoever you see as persons with disability, don't step on his or her toes. Especially, you know that I cannot see, you just walk past me, want to take my properties and go, because I cannot see you, you are not doing the right thing, and you will be judged. And history is stretching its long arms. And let me tell you this, I cannot see you, but I can hear what is happening. Even if you tiptoe, I will know that somebody is passing through me to go and do whatever he or she, because if you are tiptoeing, I know you are not going to do something that is of good.
Thank you so much, Auntie Ndeye. We really appreciate your support. Whenever we call you to come to QTV to talk to us about issues as such, you are always willing. And just to remind you that your recommendations are noted. Thank you so much. So viewers, that was the social issue segment, and our topic of discussion today was looking beyond your physical disability. We had Honorable Ndeye Yasin Seka and Aminata Yajo, who did a beautiful painting there, blending colors for us there. Very beautiful. Thank you so much for coming to the program. So we are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Sports Update is up next. We will be joined by our colleague Mamadou Gajaga to take us through what is happening in the world of sports. Do stay tuned.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Join us for another fun day at Q City this Tobaski. Tobaski Day 2 will be all fun with Hussein Dada featuring Chanta, A2, Big Banga, Maka Bars, YD, LJ and Swiss, and Sihu Yafa. We look forward to hosting you and your family for our special Tobaski event on Wednesday, 21st July 2021 from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. for only $200 gate fees. Don't wait to be told. Bring your friends, family, and loved ones. Let's have fun together this Tobaski at Q City. Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches and in different technology. Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra Viewing Angle, Powerful Picture Quality, Web Browser, Gallery, EarthNet LAN, Wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, Screen Mirroring Technology, Mobile on TV Mirroring, Built-in Voice Assistance, Wi-Fi Direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches and in different technology. Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra Viewing Angle, Powerful Picture Quality, Web Browser, Gallery, EarthNet LAN, Wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, Screen Mirroring Technology, Mobile on TV Mirroring, Built-in Voice Assistance, Wi-Fi Direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short commercial break. If it's just tuning in, you're watching QTV's This Morning program, and I am here with my co-host, Ibrahim Abalde. It's been good already.
Absolutely, Janaba.
All right.
Very, very interesting in the studio. The segments that we have today, especially the
sports update.
Yes.
So we're going to head right on to the sports update. Before we went for the break, I talked about the fact that we will be joined by our colleague Momodu Gajaga. Take us through what is happening in the world of sports. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to be here. We're talking about Olympic sports. The biggest sports festival of the world is coming, and 9 more days to go. It's going to start on the 23rd of this month, and it is going to be in Tokyo, Japan. Gambia is going to participate, especially in athletics, in the sprints to be precise. Gina Bass, the track queen, one of Africa's fastest, especially in the 200 meters, gold medal winner at the 2019 African Games in Morocco, is going to be one of the participants. And she is looking forward to representing the Gambia very well. Maybe perhaps winning a medal, or maybe having a fantastic performance, just like at the World Championship, where she finished 6th. Another Gambian participation is going to be in the judo. And if you look at judo, it's Fai Jai, who is going to be part of that activity as well for the second time. He was in Rio in the judo, and this time again, he's going to take part in the judo championship after finishing in the bronze medal finalist in Senegal at the African Judo Championship. And that is another athlete as well. Also still in athletics, we're going to look at Ibrahima Kamara, known to many as Nesta. He's also a fantastic athlete in the 100 meters. He's also going to take part. And he has an improved timing this year, even running up to 10:16, one of the fastest according to Gambia's record. So that is it for Gambians participating in the Olympics. Also, there would be swimming. But later on, we will have to talk about football. If you look at some of the football stories that we have, first is Musa Barrow, Musa Juara rather, a Gambian youngster who plays for Bologna. He's been loaned out to Corentini, a year-long loan deal which has been agreed with his current team. And this loan deal is possible thanks to his performance. He's been performing fantastically well for the team, but he needs a little bit more experience. That's why he's been loaned out to the Italian Serie B side. And another player that we are looking at is Musa Barrow, Gambian international. He's been a fantastic player for Bologna in the last season, and that is the reason why he's been given a permanent deal. And this deal worth up to 14.5 million euros. But the story about him is that he has tested positive for COVID-19 upon his return to Italy for his time for the pre-season of the competition, that is the Italian Serie A. He went there just recently after spending about a month in the Gambia for his holiday, but upon his return, he did the test and was found out to be COVID-19 positive. So he has to be in isolation for quite some time before getting back into the team to train with them.
All right, we wish him a speedy recovery then.
Absolutely, because if you look at that kind of a deal, and unfortunately you test positive for COVID-19, Jenaba, how do you see that?
But situations as such do happen, but like I said, we're wishing him a speedy recovery. Talking about the Olympics, it seems the hype that we are getting when it comes to this Olympics we've never gotten before. What do you say?
Yes, I think this is one of the biggest, having Guinea-Bissau qualify, and it is because of our performance at the 2019 African Games in Morocco, where she stumped Africa by surprise, especially in the 200 meters, where she beat Africa's longtime best, Marie-José Talon of the Ivory Coast, in that 200 meters. And you know, it looks fantastic, and looking forward to Gambians' participation in the Olympics, especially for Guinea-Bissau. She is the woman of the moment and a sensation for that matter.
She's called the queen of the track.
Yeah, the queen.
Nice name.
I am liking the way Gambia is performing now when it comes to the world of sports. Recently, we've seen our Scorpions qualified for the African Cup of Nations. And now
for the first time.
For the first time. And now you've seen Gina Bass in Tokyo. I mean, it's really amazing. Gambia is really trying now.
I
hope the trend will continue.
I am quite optimistic. Thank you so much, Momodu Gajaga, for joining us and giving us all the updates in the world of sports. See you tomorrow or see you next week.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And, you know, in subsequent updates, we will talk more about Gambians making strides in the world of sports, in athletics, in football, in volleyball, as well as other sports, because there are quite a number of sports that people don't get to talk about much. And there are sports that are existing in Gambia.
All right, keep sporting.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. That was our sports update by Momodu Gajaga. Yeah. Up next, we have the entertainment update. We'll be joined by Buba Fati, Skengman Sweezy, right here in the studio to talk about what is happening in the world of entertainment. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will go into that.
We'll be back.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Join us for another fun day at Q City this Tobaski. Tobaski Day 2 will be all fun with Hussein Dada featuring Chanta, A2, Big Banga, Maka Bars, YD, LJ and Swiss, and Sihu Yafa. We look forward to hosting you and your family for our special Tobaski event on Wednesday, 21st July 2021 from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. for only $200 gate fees. Don't wait to be told. Bring your friends, family, and loved ones. Let's have fun together this Tobaski at Q City. Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches, and in different technology. Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra viewing angle, powerful picture quality, web browser, gallery, EarthNet LAN, wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, screen mirroring technology, mobile on TV mirroring, built-in voice assistance, Wi-Fi direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV's This Morning program. I am your host, and I'm joined by my co-host, Ibrahima Balde. Yep. So like I mentioned before we went for the break, we will now be looking at our entertainment update. I am joined by my man, Skengman Sweezy.
Man is ugly.
Thank you so much for joining us. Take us through what you have for us today.
Well, good morning, viewers. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and to this episode, or to this segment, we have a special guest in the building. He's a music consultant, he's an artist manager, and then he's part of the Gambian Music Union. And the guest is nobody else but Mr. Dembo Jobate. Just welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here, Sweezy, baddest manager, and I'm glad to see all these handsome and, you know, beautiful faces.
Thank you. I love the outfit. I like the Michael
Pretty.
Jackson. The Michael Jackson.
Yeah, so
it's a plan. It's like we're all in black today.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
No, this one is for Balde
Black
now.
comes with this kind of design. It's nice.
After this moment, I will package it for you.
Please do that.
Yeah, and now to the interview, D-Jobs. Tell us a bit about you and the role you play in the music industry.
That's right. D-Jobs, aka baddest manager, artist manager and music business consultant. Well, I started this business sometime in 2006. Of course, everybody knows I started with ST. Up to a certain level, our contract ended. Now I'm working with Nyancho, coupled with my music business consultancy firm, which is the high-profile music business consultancy. There I, give career guidance services to people, lobbying services, and of course management deals and content management, deals, for people. We also do advertisement.
Yes, Sam, since you've been working in the music industry, has there been any lucrative form for the artists or for the industry, the sector itself?
Well, it is an industry where people entirely depend on gate takings, and I keep saying that is not an absolute sustainability because of the Gambia, compared to other bigger countries. Well, here endorsement deals are not much. The enforceable copyright law also is not the case. So over the years, artists have been struggling, even though most of the music enthusiasts wouldn't know the reality, as far as income is concerned, because it cannot be an industry where people only depend on gate takings. Programs.
What is NCAC doing actually around
well,
that?
Absolutely, they have not been doing much in this industry. That's the fact of the matter. And left to me alone, they would have been out of the scene. We have to let the different artistic societies to exist and coexist one another without any interference. But that has not been happening. We realized at some point the NCAC did not want to let these artistic societies independent, whatever is best known to them.
Yeah, so you just said they did not want to let this institution be independent. So they're still part of the music union, and they're part of the art and culture in the
they
Gambia.
are a bigger body.
You also play a role in the music union in the Gambia.
Yes.
What role are you guys putting in to make sure that artists earn from royalties? Because none of the artists in Gambia are earning from royalties.
That's right.
So their music have been playing on TV, they've been playing on radios, but they're not earning anything from it.
That's right. Skenman, I believe in pragmatism, not theorems. I have served my tenure in GAMP as the Secretary General. This was from 2016 to 2018. But then they did not let me go out of the system. They had to maintain me as an experienced individual. And we have definitely tried a lot. I remember when Ahmad Ba came, we had several meetings with him regarding the enforceable copyright law. It is an industry that is very, very frustrating. Like I said, any artist that wants to depend on gate takings is not definitely going to be a sustainable income. Think about it. As civil servants, we have a pension scheme, as social security. But here, artists don't have any scheme. So in case they reach their octogenarian age, how are they going to survive? Nobody can be a star forever. We have to develop these structures. We have to make sure structures are in place so that if that time comes, at least they will be able to benefit. We have a lot of artists who are not in the scene right now. The likes of Abdul Kabir Ngom, Usujai Senior. I mean,
final words. How are you seeing the music industry so far? Is it growing or is it still depreciating?
Well, we always speak we don't speak from myopic aspects. If you ask me, I would say, well, it's not growing because we only organize shows to survive. But then, as far as the active crowd is concerned, that is the number of people that are also following Gambian music and that are into Gambian music, we would say, fine, it is growing because people are saying, hey, it's our Gambian artists. But then the income aspect, we want to see QTV paying us.
We're running out of time. But before I take leave of you, this outfit I'm wearing was sponsored by VIP Shop at Caraba Avenue. Right. You can call them on 342-4093. You can call them on this number. You can get something like this or something more better than this.
Yes.
So back to you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much. Due to time constraints.
Yeah, that reminds me, I'll acknowledge Barcelona Fashion. Okay. They do my outfit for me. They are opposite Allianz Franco. I wanted to ask D-Jobs a lot of questions,
yes,
but
unfortunately,
don't worry, we'll have him another day.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Skengman Sweezy, Saluto. Thank you so much for coming to this particular program. Due to time constraints, we have to leave you. But before I leave, as the lady in the studio, I think I deserve to stand up to be able to actually show the outfit that I'm wearing. This outfit is provided by Business of the Day. Her number is 383420. So this outfit is quite comfortable, and this is something that you can wear to any kind of ceremony. She's a very young person doing extremely well. Like I said, her number is 383420. Thank you so much, Business of the Day, for providing me this outfit. So viewers, that is all we have time for this episode of QTV's This Morning program. Don't forget to follow QTV on our different social media platforms. And just to inform you that we need sponsors for this particular program to continue. Come and join our team. Come and sponsor it. We can display your products on our table. We can do a lot for you on this particular program. So come and talk to our marketing team, get to negotiate with them. It's very cheap, it's not expensive, and join this particular important program. Till we come your way next week with other interesting topics. Do stay tuned.